Hello, this is SJ Talks Online coming back at you with another video. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please, and thank you. Men are always talking about how I did a video with this playing this clip of this guy said that I did like a reaction. This guy on TikTok was saying that when women get in their 30s, once a woman hits 30, she's done and all this kind of stuff. And um, Kevin Samuels called women over 30 leftover, single women over 30 leftover women. Um, People still worshiping this man even after he's gone. And you know his minions that used to follow him, that still worship him even after he's gone. They hold on to all those little things and phrases that he said. Um, and a lot of men, a lot of the manosphere, the red pill, the manosphere keeps saying how women hit the wall. They keep talking about women hitting the wall. And, you know, when women over 30, once you get over 30 and you're still single, you're done and all this kind of stuff. And which is not cool. It's not okay. Women, once again, I will go on record to say, women do not hit the wall at 30, not even 40. If a woman takes good care of herself, a woman can still be looking good well into her 50s and beyond. If a woman takes care of herself, all according to how she takes care of herself. But women definitely, most certainly, do not hit the wall at 30, because 30 is still very young, and it just goes back to this patriarchal society telling women that they're nothing without a man. You know, you're saying that, you know, thinking that women need to be married to have children and be married by a certain age, otherwise they're useless. That is a terrible, horrible message to send to women. It's a terrible, horrible message to send to young women out here. It's just, it's a horrible message to send to this young lady, this model. I think she was a model, very beautiful. I did a video on her. I can't remember her name. She was so beautiful and smart and had so much going for herself. And I think she was about 30 years old and she committed suicide, you know. And, you know, and it kind of, they think that might have been the reason why she did it, because she thought that she, I don't know, that she was dealing with some depression. That might have been the reason why she did it, because she thought that she jumped out of a building. I can't think of her name. I did a video talking about her, and they think that might have been the reason why, because she thought that her turning 30, you know, and not being married and no children was the end of the world. And it's just a horrible message to send to women. Like I said in that video, the only reason why men are retorting back saying these things is because of the 4B movement. It's because of the 4B movement. They're trying to appeal to the younger women in their 20s to try to tweak their mind and make them think, oh, okay, yeah, this is what we need to be doing. We need to be trying to get married, and, you know, so they don't wind up alone, so they can still, you know, pull women, because they feel threatened by this 4B movement. They feel threatened by this, you know, there's a rise in lonely men, and they feel threatened by this 4B movement. They're afraid they're not going to get no woman, you know. But like I said in another video, there's plenty of women out here that still want to be wifed, still want to have a family, you know, because you got to remember, women outnumber men. It's more of us than it is of them. But it's a terrible message to send to women that when they're 30, they're once they turn 30, they're all washed up and all this kind of stuff. And that is so not true. That is so not true. And I hope that young ladies do not buy into that. I hope that young ladies in their 20s is not buying into that. It is a terrible thing to say to women. It's a terrible message to send to women. It is so not true, you know. But the red pill, they love saying these things. They love saying how, and I did a video talking about that I'm glad that I hit the wall, because there's certain things that once we get a certain age, there's certain things that we don't have to worry about anymore. You know, we don't have to worry about men treating us like sex objects. We can actually move out here without constantly being bombarded. Well, some of us, you know, some women at my age, you know, I'm still beautiful and everything, but I don't get the attention that I got when I was younger, and I'm happy about it because it wasn't good attention. Guys was looking at me like I was some type of sex object, you know, and I was being treated like that. So do I still want to be treated that way and looked at that way? Absolutely not. That's why I said in that video, I was glad that I hit the wall. I'm going to link that video up to this one. If you hadn't had a chance to check that out, check it out. But women can be very beautiful, very vital. And I tell you, well, there's women that's in their 60s, 70s, whatever, of all races. Still, I seen a 72-year-old woman on TikTok today. She was 72 years old. I'm glad I seen that because that links into this video. Oh my God. Black woman. Fabulous. Just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this it's all about a woman's mindset. It's about a woman's mindset. It's a state of mind. It's all about a woman's mindset and your confidence in how you feel about yourself, you know. And, you know, society is always telling us, if you don't get married, or if you don't get married by this age, or you don't have children. And then with black women, it's a catch-22, because when we have children, we're bashed, particularly us single mothers, mainly us single mothers. We get bashed for having children. But then when we don't have children, when black women don't have children, they still get bashed and talked about. So with black women, you know, black women are in this perpetual no-win type situation. It's like we get bashed no matter what. You know, we just get bashed for existing. We just get bashed for waking up every day. You know, they don't need a reason to bash us. They just bash us. And it's sad, you know. It's sad. And one black woman is doing something ratchet, then they'll link all black women into the same category. They'll put us all in that same box. Of course, I've talked about that. That's a whole nother video, but it's sad. So it's all about a woman's confidence. You know, I highly encourage young ladies to not buy into that. Don't listen to these men. Go ahead and get your education, get some traveling in, get your money up. That's my advice to young ladies. Get your education. Now, college education is no guarantee, but it helps. Get a trade, start a business, do everything you can to get your money up, okay? Get your money up. Do some traveling. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your 20s. Don't be so in a hurry to get married and start a family. If these guys trying to set you up, you know, they're trying to set you up. Because you don't hit the wall at 30. Okay, women get married in their 30s. They get married in their 40s. They get married in their 50s. Some women get married in their 60s. Do not listen to these guys. These guys are bitter. They got low self-esteem and they're bitter. And they're a bunch of losers. I think I put that in that comment section. They're a bunch of losers. Anytime a man has got to come on social media and consistently bash women all the time, he's a loser. He's a loser. They're losers, okay? They should be out getting up on their money. They should be building. They should be taking care of their families, okay? That's what they should be doing. Instead of getting on social media consistently bashing women all the time. There's something seriously wrong with a man that gets on social media and makes money off of consistently bashing a whole race of women. Because it's mainly black women they be doing that. There's something seriously wrong with that. He's a loser. They're losers. They're losers and they have low self-esteem. They're bitter. They don't feel good about themselves. They had a bad relationship with their mother and they're taking it out on all women. Okay? They're a bunch of losers because real men that got some game about themselves do not have time to come on social media and consistently bash women all the time. They got issues, something wrong with their mind, and mine ain't right. And any man that does that, he's a loser. So we don't. That's why I quit watching all that stuff, because we don't want to put no 100% stock in what these guys are saying, because they're a bunch of losers. Real men are out here. They're building. They're getting up on their money. They're taking care of their family. They're doing things of the Lord. They're doing things of God. That's how they're moving. Listen to Tony Gaskins. Tony Gaskins talks a lot about those types of things. Okay? R.C. Blakes, they talk about those. They talk about how a real man moves out here. Okay? And Tony Gaskins, as a matter of fact, just did a video talking about he feels sorry for single men over 30. I haven't got a chance to catch it yet, but I'm going to watch it. And I encourage you guys to watch it. Okay? So he talks about that. He talks about how men are supposed to move, especially particularly being a man of God, supposed to move and then this and that and the other. They're not coming on social media bashing women. They don't have time for that. They don't have time for it. Okay? You know? Because I got men in my family that know how to move. My nephew has his own business. At 23, my nephew and my son, they're the same age. They're 2 months apart. They're literally 2 months apart. My son was born in May, and my nephew was born in July. So they're the same age, and they're both 23 years old. They'll be going on 24. And I'm so proud of my nephew. I'm giving my nephew a shout out, because he has his own business. He has his own business selling tennis shoes, designer tennis shoes, clothes. He down in Atlanta, he got his own business. Okay, he got his own thing going on. He's got the entrepreneur mindset. Okay, and that's it. And my nephew is not coming on here bashing women. He ain't got time for that. He's busy taking care of his business, and he's a 23-year-old young man. Okay? My cousin, all he thinks about is getting up on his paper. Okay? He doesn't have time to come on social media and consistently talk about women, because he's got plans. He's getting up on his paper. He's trying to run a business. Okay, so I got men in my family. My brother is a hard worker. Okay, he gets up, works hard every day. Okay, the last thing that he has time for is to come on social media and constantly bash women. He don't have time for it. So I got men in my family that are hard workers. They about man business. They're about man business. And they're not coming on social media consistently bashing women. Okay? So that's how real men move. Real men move like that. They don't have time to come on social media and consistently bash women all the time. They don't have time for it. And if they are, they're a bunch of losers. They have a low self-esteem. They had a bad relationship with their mother, and they're taking it out on all women. So we are not to listen to those. Don't let what they say seep into your spirit, ladies. Okay? I totally got off subject. I'm off subject. Completely off of subject. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about was men hit the wall harder than we do. I got to hurry up because I got to get in there and get my workout in. Anyway, I know I've got off subject, but men hit the wall harder than we do. Okay? Somebody was saying the other day on a video, they were saying if a man is not at a certain place, he gets to be a certain age and he's not a certain place in his life, he's financially hit the wall. Somebody was talking about that the other day. If a man is not in a certain place financially at a certain age, he has hit the wall. Financially, he has hit the wall. That his value kind of decreases right there. Okay? And we all know I was at the pool. I was at the pool last week. I was at the pool. I was down at the pool getting my pool workout in, and there were some men that was down there. Now I got a little belly on me. I'm not ashamed to admit I got a little belly. But I seen 3 men down there at the pool. I kid you not. The stomachs was bigger than mine. I'm not one to bash people or talk about people, but I'm trying to make a point. Their stomachs was bigger than mine. And they looked like I think they all were over the age of 50. Their stomachs were bigger than mine. I got a stomach. But these men, I seen 3 men at the pool, and their stomachs was bigger than mine. One of them looked like he was about 9 months pregnant. He looked like he was carrying twins. Yeah. And I see a lot of men walking around like that. They have the nerve to talk about women's weight. I see a lot of men walking around like that. They're looking like they're 9 months pregnant, because what happens is when men get older, testosterone levels go down. When men get older, testosterone levels go down, which causes, because I Googled it one day, I said, what causes makes men have that's what causes the stomach. If a man is not exercising and he's not eating right, that's what causes that stomach to get big. If they're not eating right, if they're drinking and they're not taking proper care of themselves, as men get older, those testosterone levels go down. That stomach, that means that all that weight that they gain goes in their stomach, and that stomach gets bigger. Okay? I see a lot of men walking around like that. But these 3 guys at the pool, they said their stomach bigger than mine. I'm not trying to bash or talk about it. I'm just trying to make a point. Men hit the wall harder than we do. I'm seeing men at the gas station in wheelchairs, things like that. And what happens is a lot of times these men, when they don't do right when they're younger, they get these women pregnant. Y'all want to sit there and put all the blame on the woman. Y'all think it's cute to get women pregnant and leave her with most of or all the responsibilities of raising the children and blame her and say it's her fault. Y'all think that's cute when y'all young. But it comes back. Life has a way of coming back around full circle, and it comes back around full circle when these men get older. They have nobody to look after them. Mama gonna be good. They have nobody to look after them when they get older, because they didn't want nothing to do with their kids when they're younger. I'm not saying it's right for the children to do that, but a lot of them are doing that. They're saying, hey, Dad wasn't there for me. He wasn't there for me when I was younger. And that's what's happening to a lot of these men. They think it's cute running around knocking off all these women, saying it's their fault. They think that's cute. That's all fun and games when you're young. It's real cute and fun and games when you're young, but it catches up with you when you get older, when you need somebody to take care of you. You got guys on here like that 70-year-old guy. I did a video on him on TikTok looking for a wife. They're looking for a nurse and a purse. They didn't do right when they was younger. And when men get to be a certain age, the equipment stops working. It doesn't work. Women, we can have relations until we are 100 years old, okay? Till the day we die, basically, is what I'm saying. Because guess what? Our equipment it's going to always work. Does it change? Yes, it changes, but it still works. men's equipment stops working at a certain age. Their equipment stops, especially if they're not taking care of themselves when they're younger. That junk stops working. Let me tell you something. The saddest thing that I've ever seen in my whole life. Well, it's not the saddest thing. I used to work at assisted living. I could talk about it now because it's been years. It's years ago. I used to work at an assisted living facility. And we had a resident there that, he was older gentleman. And I tell you, he used to try to beat that thing off every chance he got. But he was old and sickly. And of course, it wasn't working. But we come in the room and, he'd be trying to beat that thing off. Me and my coworkers be coming back saying he was trying to beat that meat off. That's the saddest thing to see. To see a man trying to beat that thing off and it don't work no more. I said, well, you got to give him an A for effort. At least he's trying. They try to beat that. Because, let me tell you something. Viagra does not work. If a man has health conditions, if a man has certain health conditions, Viagra does not work. It does not work if a man has certain health conditions. If something's going on with the heart, high blood pressure, or whatever the situation, if a man has to be healthy to take Viagra. You have to be healthy to take it. If you're not healthy, plus Viagra can have side effects. Okay? That's what they don't talk about. And it doesn't work. If they have health problems, the Viagra, they can't take it. No, they can't take it at all. Okay? So the equipment stops working. Okay? It stops working. And then they're talking about what a man can get a younger woman. Well, if your junk ain't working, then what do that young woman that young woman's not gonna want nothing with you if that junk's not working and you can't take Viagra. If you're broke and you don't have any money. Because the only time a younger woman is really interested in an older man is if he has money. He's got to have money. And that's what they say. Men can hit the wall financially if they don't have their money up at a certain age. So all this talk about women hitting the wall, y'all talking all that mess about, but this is something the Manosphere and the Red Pill never talks about. Y'all hit the wall a lot harder than we do. And when you do hit the wall, it's not pretty. It's not a pretty sight. I've seen lots of men in that situation, and it's not a pretty sight. And if a man is not taking care of himself in his 20s and 30s and 40s, by the time he gets to be in his 50s, he done hit the wall. You're going to hit the wall. If you're not taking care of yourself in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, you're going to hit the wall in them 50s. Oh, yeah. You're going to hit it in them 50s. Yes. Penile dysfunction is real. And it'll hit you earlier if you don't take care of yourself. So I don't want to hear this stuff about women hitting the wall, particularly at 30. Women do not hit the wall at 30. Come on now. I don't want to hear it. Red Pill, the Manosphere and the Red Pill, why don't y'all talk about that? Why don't y'all talk about how men hit at the wall? What y'all can do to slow down the process? Start talking about that. Get on YouTube and TikTok and talk about that. How you doing? You better make sure that when you get to that stage, you have a loving wife that loves you and cares about you and don't care. But if you don't, good luck trying to find a nurse in a purse, because us ladies in our 50s and 60s and beyond, we don't want to be bothered. A lot of us don't want to be bothered. We're on to that. We're on to you. And a lot of us don't want to be bothered. We don't want to be taking care of no man. Mm-mm. If he didn't help push the stroller, we're not pushing the wheelchair. And I'll leave you with that note. Hit that like, subscribe, and share. And until the next video, you guys be blessed.